and welcome back into NFL Daily. I am your host, Tom Downey. We got some more breaking news on NFL free agency. Byron Jones, well, he is no longer a member of the Dallas Cowboys. No surprise, but he is going to the Miami Dolphins, who have now set the market at the cornerback position not once, but twice. They made Xavier Howard the highest paid corner in the NFL not that long ago. And now Byron Jones gets at least $17 million per year. Now, the exact details of this deal are not yet known, but the reports are $17 million per year is going to be the baseline here. We thought he was going to be the highest paid corner in the NFL, and now he is. Now, he doesn't make a lot of turnovers, but he is a lockdown corner for the Dallas Cowboys. And guess what? The Dolphins might just have the best cornerback duo in the NFL with Byron Jones and Xavier Howard. So we'll dive more in depth in this here in just a second, but I do want to know from you guys, what's your one-word reaction to Byron Jones going to the Miami Dolphins? My one word, it's just bag, which sounds weird, but that's what Byron Jones got. He got the bag from the Miami Dolphins. There were other teams in the mix for Byron. The Eagles had interest. The Giants ended up picking James Bradbury for a cheaper cost. Dolphins up it by about $2 million per year or so, and they get Byron Jones. The Eagles had interest. The Raiders had interest. In the end, it is the Dolphins and all of their cap space who, perhaps surprisingly so, end up pulling Byron Jones away from the Dallas Cowboys. Now, as a reminder, we do not yet know, as of this filming, what the exact details are. I think it's going to be a $17 million, around $17 million per year. The details, the guaranteed, we don't know about that yet, what the actual length is of this deal. Regardless, Byron Jones comes into Miami, and you know what Brian Flores and co. are doing? They're taking a Patriots approach to building their defense. The Patriots have long valued corners. They paid Stephon Gilmore at the time a massive amount of money. Now the Dolphins have Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, two of the better cornerbacks in the NFL, and quite frankly, I think the best duo in the NFL. So the Cowboys lose Byron Jones. He goes to Miami. I like this move a lot more than I did the Eric Flowers signing for the Dolphins. So grade this one for me. Is this an A, B, C, D, or F? Let us know in the comments what you guys grade this deal. I know it's expensive. If you want to knock it down to a B because of that, I think it's fair. I know Byron Jones didn't get a ton of interceptions for the Cowboys. I'll let you guys in on a secret. Nobody for that team did. No one. Maybe it's a scheme issue, not a player issue, especially for a guy who had 8 interceptions at UConn in college. So Byron goes to the Dolphins. I think this is a B grade. The Dolphins got themselves the best available free agent quarterback, I would argue by a pretty decent amount of money right there. It's a good pickup for Miami as they continue to focus on upgrading that defense. Now we'll talk more about Byron in a second, but there is a deal for you guys. Chatsports.com/NFL jacket. That is chatsports.com/NFL jacket. Up to 60% off all types of outerwear, different types of styles and colors, and of course teams, all kinds of ones. Chatsports.com/NFL jacket. Check the description, check the comments as well. That link is available. So all you got to do, guys, is click and shop and explore all the great deals that are out there as it relates to the NFL jackets available. Now we'll get to some of your comments here as well. Winston Shan, who is a Cowboys fan, I believe, has unfollowed Byron Jones on Instagram. You know what? If he's not a member of your team anymore, I think that certainly makes a whole lot of sense there. That's a good route to go for Byron Jones. I think that makes sense if that's the route you want to go. The Cowboys fans have lost out on a pretty significant player. It's a big loss to their secondary as well. Tony Holder says it's an A or a B. Depends on the exact cash. You know what? That's fair. That's a very fair way to go about it here in the end. I like the move for the Dolphins. I think in reality they're going to have a long-term deal with Byron. Could be up to 5 years. We'll find out what the exact details are once we know what they are. As of right now, those are not available. What the Dolphins are getting, though, in Byron Jones is a corner who, simply put, was among the best cover corners in the NFL last year. That is what he was. 56.6% completions, all per Pro Football Focus, by the way. Only 331 yards, allowed 3 scores. I know he didn't pick off any passes. He was a cover corner. He locked down one half of the field. The Dolphins now, they can play man-to-man. That's going to be fun. You can play man-to-man with Byron Jones and Xavier Howard against pretty much any receivers out there in terms of what they're going to face in the AFC East. So for the Dolphins, I like investing in corners. It's a really good move. It's expensive, but you know what? They had the most cap space of anybody. It's a worthwhile pickup for the Dolphins. Now, as for the Cowboys side of things, did they make a mistake in letting Byron Jones walk? Quite frankly, the Cowboys have made mistakes all off-season long. They waited too long on a Dak Prescott deal. They have waited too long on Amari Cooper deal, who they might lose now. They've lost Byron Jones. On the bright side, in all likelihood, the Cowboys should get a future third-round pick in the 2021 draft as part of the NFL comp pick process. Not going to find a player of Byron Jones' caliber, as we expected, corner is now the biggest, or at least one of the biggest, what happens at receiver, needs for the Dallas Cowboys this offseason. Kane Fairweather, if Byron gets like 4 picks this season, I'm going to be pissed at the Cowboys. Great over-under, 3.5 picks for Byron this year. We'll see how good the Dolphins are, but I might take the over, quite frankly. I think the scheme was a big factor there. I'll take the under because I'll be a coward. But, look, Byron is, I think the scheme limited his interception totals. It's not a good sign when the rest of the NFL goes, ooh, yeah, this guy's really good. Oh, you're going to let him walk? And they throw big money at him. Oftentimes, that means you messed up. And if the Cowboys had been proactive here, they might have been able to get Byron Jones for less than $17 million. If they came to Byron Jones, let's just say, after the year ended, and they say, Byron, you know what? We're going to give you $15 million. We will set the market for you right now. They would have saved money on Byron. They could have gotten him for less. Instead, because they don't want to make a deal with at the highest end of the market, they have lost Byron Jones. They might end up losing Amari Cooper as well. That's going to be a factor for the Cowboys and for Byron going forward. But he got the bag, and you got to feel great for Byron Jones. And as we promised, we were going to jump back in here and update you guys with any news that happens. Well, we did that with Byron. We will be live constantly here on our Cowboys channel, on our Raiders channel, and of course on our main channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv, with all of the latest news around the NFL free agency, the crazy trades that happened today as well. So hit that big red button and subscribe. No one will keep you more updated than we will here at Chat Sports. Nova Legion, the Cowboys are so bad in free agency. Yeah, they have not planned things very well so far. They have not. They have not gone about things the right way. They have pushed off deals to the last second. It has now cost them Byron Jones, and it might end up costing them not just Byron, but potentially Amari Cooper as well. Nico trolling Cowboys fans, saying they'll get the number 1 overall pick. No, they still got talent. They're just choosing to potentially lose too much of it in the end. That's kind of an issue there for the Cowboys, and we'll see what ends up happening for Dallas on that front. Now, Byron Jones, the past couple years, has not had an interception. He just hasn't been that guy. So is this the year he gets an interception? He hasn't had one since he moved to corner. I think this is the year it happens. I think he does get an interception. In fact, I'll take a bold take here. He's going to get multiple. He will end up with multiple interceptions as a member of the Miami Dolphins because teams might not be able to avoid throwing at him because they have Xavier Howard. They'll have to make decisions on who they target there. Byron's not been a turnover guy. That doesn't mean he can't be because he's been one before, specifically in college. That's noteworthy. That's a big deal. And I think the Dolphins are getting a really, really good lockdown corner. They got one of those in Byron Jones. And as we told you guys, look, Byron was going to get the bag, and he now finally has gotten it with the Miami Dolphins. This isn't a huge surprise that it happened. Now, we do have the details for you guys. We're filming things live here. Welcome to live YouTube. The final details here for Byron Jones, per Adam Schefter, a 5-year, $82.5 million deal, $57 million is guaranteed. So it's actually not the $17 million that was mentioned earlier. Ends up being just a little bit south of that. $40 million, though, comes in the first 2 years. So now that we have the details on Byron Jones, what grade do you give it? A, B, C, D, or F? I'm curious to see what Tony, for example, says, because he mentioned that as an example there in terms of what the cash looked like. If you want to give it a B, I'm fine with that. I don't hate it. You're setting the market. It's expensive. I get that. I see a lot of A's coming in. I know it's pricey, but welcome to life in free agency. Players get overpaid in the open market. $57 million guaranteed, 5 years, $16.5. What's going to happen, guys, is in 2 years, Byron Jones not going to be a top-paid corner. Somebody else will surpass him. I see a lot. Maybe B+ from Chuck Talks production is the best way to go. All right, Nova Legion. Chance we lose Amari, end up having to draft Jerry Jeudy. It depends if he's even there. I don't know if Judy's going to be there. Maybe the Niners take him because you didn't tank the way you're supposed to if you were the Cowboys. And if you lose Amari too, how do you fill 2 gaping holes at receiver and at corner? How do you figure that out? That's tricky. So you've lost your corner. You now have Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis as your top 2 guys. That's not enough, man. If you end up losing receivers in Amari Cooper, maybe that ends up becoming your biggest need as well. So for the Cowboys, things are dicey. I'm very curious to see what ends up happening going forward. But the Miami Dolphins have made Byron Jones the highest paid corner in the NFL. Now, if you guys missed anything,